Cold air engulfs the Rockies and northeast, the central and southern states have been enjoying a nice warm up for the first part of the week, but more snow is to come for most areas of the country, and we're here to track it for the next couple of days. Wildfires in California seem to be relieving due to some nice precipitation that they just received, lowering their significant risk down to basically zero, which is a good sign. Thanks for tuning in, though. This is Weather World CC, Charles, and we're going to get right to the forecast, cover some national coverage on what's going on throughout the country and as well throughout New York State. If you subscribe and a follower, you're more than welcome to put in the comments below a region that you'd like me to cover in the future, and I'll be more than happy to add it into the forecasts. But besides that, let's get to the fun weather and what is going on today. So first, I'd like to start off with the 200 millibar level here. Just start from the top down. Just basically about the closed off low here. It's the only thing real significant that I see really going on. Pretty significant low over the Rockies. It does seem to decay a little bit, leaving a pretty well amped trough. It does seem to lift out throughout the later on portion of the week. That's going to be significant for the lower levels. Some of the activity going on down at the surface. Just important to note that the 200 millibar level kind of just dictates more of the more macro size and macro scale of the atmosphere. Next, we're going to go to 500 millibars, which the 500 millibar level give us a good idea of what's actually going to be happening down at the surface. This is the level basically where everything starts to affect down below. We see where the trough was leading out that low over the Rockies, moving into the plains system. However, it does seem to decay. At least the leading suspect here would be the lack of energy and the lack of cold air to keep it running. Also, important to note here, as that system does make its way through the central plains, it's going to go with a bunch of moisture throughout the south and southeast. They'll bring some significant rainfall weather, as well as severe weather, more straight line damage than anything throughout, like mesoconvection going on. Possibility of a tornado or two, but slight chance. And when I say slight chance, I mean a slight chance. So just that'll be for over Thursday night into Friday. And then just moving down throughout the rest of the region, which is basically just going to be New York State. Snowfall totals, roughly anywhere from 6 to maybe 12 inches in total over the next 3 to 4 days for the Northeast. However, the precipitation does seem to be pretty significant in the south and southeast from that system that I was talking about a little earlier. It does seem to leave some significant rainfall totals throughout actually the southeast and throughout the mid-Atlantic. So heads up for that one for when the system does come by. That'll be Thursday into Friday. Now we're just going to the Northeast and taking a look at New York State. Some of the weather we had last night, coming from this quick clipper over through Ontario and Canada, right above us here. And just so at the 700 millibar layer, it's very important to look at for lake effect snow effects. Basically, what you're looking for is a specific wind direction going over the lakes. It's called the fetch going over, being able to pull up moisture from the warm lakes and being able to create some sort of convection to help create snowflakes in the atmosphere and then bring them down to the ground. Also very important to kind of pay attention to when you see these little notches or short waves or little hills or indents going down on the lines here, these contour lines. It usually brings good indication that there is some sort of upward vertical motion going on and bringing up moisture into the atmosphere. And usually when those short waves do travel over your area, it is pretty likely that there is some sort of lifting going on and possibly preceding it could be some precipitation. Also important to note that the 850 millibar layer is very important for the temperature profile for snowflakes and dendritic growth, fancy word for the little flakes and the length of them, the little fingers that they have, different shapes that they take. How much growth is actually going to form from the ice crystals in the atmosphere? A good frame of reference is usually from -15 degrees is like that's degrees Celsius, mind you, is the best between a difference between the atmosphere at 850 and the surface. Likewise, about 20 degrees Celsius difference at 700 millibars is another good indicator. For New York State, primarily the two culprits are the Lake Ontario and Lake Erie. Whenever there's a southwesterly flow heading up from Lake Erie, it gets a large fetch. It's where the famous predominant snow bands come from. That Buffalo is pretty much worldwide known for. Those usually can then stay in place for 2 to 3 days on a certain area, dropping snowfall rates anywhere from 5 to 6 inches per hour. It's like a record-breaking area for snow. Simultaneously as well, same kind of wind flow pattern on Lake Ontario, heading across the lake, creating a large fetch across the lake as well. It's a place called Oswego, New York, and also in the Tuck Hill region, Watertown. Another big famous area of heavy snowfall totals throughout the year, and snowfall rates take the same kind of phenomenon that happen. Similarly, but in a shorter travel in a different way, coming from the northwest, coming down, this is where different parts of northwestern New York and central New York usually see their lake effect snow come from. Occasionally, when there is a strong wind that kind of blows off of Lake Huron in the Georgian Bay, it will tend to carry that energy and moisture across land into Lake Ontario, where it kind of creates this connection. A little bit of a nerd out there, but it gives you like basically a connection that will continuously create bands, multiple bands. It's a what they call a type 3 lake effect snow scenario. However, it is when you get those big events that kind of happen across the Great Lakes. That's when we get those. And yeah, that's about just little fun facts and tips and stuff with the lake effect. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, subscribe down in the channel below. And if you are looking for forecasts in the region, I would be more than happy to do it. Just please put it in the comments down below. And I hope we get better practice, because the whole point of this is just to get continuously better and better. Yeah. So thanks for tuning in. Bye.